A very warm welcome to your very first library class, children. So now you are big enough to go to school library and read there. Previously you used to have class library, and in library class you only read that books. But now you will come to school library in your fixed library periods and read there. So before that you should know the rules and regulations of using library. So come, let's know what is library and its rules. So first you should know what is library, what the full form of the library is, what the library means. First you have to listen to the librarian. That's L says. You have to listen very carefully what the librarian instructs and you have to do according to it. Okay. Next, inquire if you need help. If you need any help, if you want to find some books, if you find some magazines, if you don't know something, if you want to learn any meaning, you always ask for librarian's help. Next, be respectful others. While using library, you always should be respectful to your teachers and to your friends also. You should not tell any such thing that is not giving respect. Okay. Next are read and talk quietly. You should not talk very loudly in the library. Library is always a silent zone. So you should be very silent while using the library. If you need, you can talk, but it should be in very lower voice. You should not talk loudly in library. It always disturbs the others who are reading quietly. Always walk, never run. You should not be hurry in library. If you should not run in using the library. Or return the books in the proper places. You always keep the books in the proper place. From where you take, you should be return the books in the same place. Why? Your manners are appreciated. When you be mannered, you are showing good manners, it always be appreciated. Okay. So you should know now what are the rules of the library. So all the students and staffs are member of the library. So whenever you are part of the school, you are the student of the school, you are always member of the library automatically. The next one is a student can borrow only 2 books at a time for a period of 2 weeks. That means for maximum 2 weeks, a student can keep 2 books. Sometimes you can take 1 book for 1 week also. So either you can take 2 books for 2 weeks or you can take 1 book for 1 week. The next one is books will be issued to the students only during the library period. Without the library period, in your free period also, you cannot come to library and ask for books or can issue and return the books. Only during the library period, that is your fixed timetable, will be in your fixed timetable which the library period is assigned. Only during that you can issue the books and return the books. That is the rule. Be responsible and return book on time. You should not keep the book for a longer time because it can be useful for any other student. Any other student can want to take the book. So you should always return the book in proper time. Next one is very much important thing. You should not mark, write and underline in library books, magazines or newspapers. Okay, you marking, underlining and underline is very much strictly prohibited in any kind of library material. That can be library book, that can be magazine, that can be newspaper. Because if you underline or mark something, it more be hazardous from any other student who will take the book later. It will damage the book also. So you should not write anything, any library material. If you want to note something, if you think anything is important to note, you can always note it down in your library note. A separate library note will be there. You will note the important things. Next one is you should always walk slowly in the library. You should not run because there are many books and many library materials, and you can also be damaged because many chair tables are there, so you can be damaged. It is not like the open playground. Many racks are there. If you run there, it will be damage for you. So you should always walk slowly while coming to library from class, and for going to class also, in the corridors also, you always should walk very slowly and go in a proper line. When you are coming from class, you should always maintain a line, and from going to library, going from library, when you are going to class again, you should always maintain proper line. When we will come to library, you can see a separate section is there for reference book. Many racks are there called reference books. These books and current magazines will never be issued to home. You should never ask these books for home issue, because these books are only for consulting in sitting in library only. These books are like dictionaries, encyclopedias, atlas, almanacs, yearbooks. This type of books is only for sitting in library and for your reference work. This book will never be issued to home. Only story books and this kind of books will be issued to home. If you lose or damage some book, you have to pay the price of the book. So use very carefully the books. It should not be damaged or lost. When you are issuing the book from the library, the whole responsibility of the books is who is issuing. You should not tell that I have give the book to that person, so he has lost it. You should not give these kind of things. Okay, when you are taking books from library, you should be fully responsible for it. So handle the books very carefully and be very much responsible for this book. Library is a silent zone, so you should always keep silence in library all the time. From when you are entering the library till when you are going back to the classroom, all the time you should maintain very much silence in library, because when you are talking loudly, we are disturbing another person who is reading with very much concentration. You are breaking his concentration. So always you should maintain very much silence in library. If you need talking, you should always whisper voice. You should not talk loudly and call your any friends. Okay, that is very much necessary. Library is a silent zone. In hospital you never talk loudly. You should you don't shout in the hospital, right? So same the thing you have to maintain in library. Make sure that you are leaving the library furniture, that means the tables and chairs and equipments, as it was when you came in. You always should leave the chair tables exactly it was when you came in. You should always arrange the chairs and tables before going or leaving the library. Keep the magazines, books and newspapers from exactly where you took. From exactly where you took some books or some any other thing, you should always leave the books and leave the magazines exactly same place, because some more will come and he will be find difficulty for finding the book. So you always keep the book at the same exact place from where you took it. So these are the general rules for using the library. Besides, some general rules are also there, that you should not use any eatable things in the library. You should not eat chocolate and throw the wrapper in the library. It only litter it, right? It's your library. Your school library means your library. You should not litter the library. You should always maintain very much obedience in library and always keep reading. Library is a very much storehouse of books, storehouse of knowledge. When you are coming it, try to use it. Don't waste the time. You should always use the time properly. So stay safe, stay home and keep reading. Thank you, children.